5 coins. That's it, 5 that are showing signs of explosive growth over the next 30 to 60 days. Now, I believe this is a very important time for us as altcoin buyers and holders to pick the right coins, because if HBAR, XRP, XLM, the Web2 Dino coins have got anything to say about this, this bull run is more explosive, I think, than even some of us even thought of before. So the coins I'm going to mention today are coins that have like perfectly situated themselves for this bull run and for the growth in this bull run. I'm going to mention them to you today, but also the reasons that make them so good, not in the long term, but also in the very short term as well. So make sure you are subscribed, because videos like this are so important to be timed. Okay, this can be the difference between a 2x, a 5x, or a 10x, depending on when you get it. Not just that, guys, make sure you do hit that like button as well if you find yourself enjoying this video. So fundamentally, what I'm trying to do today isn't just pick the quality coins that stand out, that are unique amongst the direct competitors in the areas or the niches that they are situated in. We're trying to find the actual niches or narratives that they are in that will likely pump next. Now, again, I've got some good reasons to support this, but it is going to be almost impossible to actually pick the next narrative to move. I think the Dino Web2 narrative will likely still be playing out for a few more weeks here, so we do have time to confirm this, which I'll be doing on the channel here in real time. But either way, I think alt season is most definitely here. Those of you who are new to crypto, you might be a bit confused about this whole narrative conversation. And I've mentioned this many times on my channel in the last few years, but I'll say it again very briefly here. Crypto works in cycles. There's meme coins that pop off and everything else is sort of laid back and not doing too much. Then AI coins will pop off, and then meme coins and everything else will kind of fade back and not really be relevant. They won't go down in price, but they'll kind of just stagger and slightly move upwards. So in this case, we're looking for the next mover. You know, we have these Web2 utility coins right now that have really taken the spotlight and brought a whole bunch of new money in the market. And so we're looking for the coins right now in very powerful, popular narratives. Like I say over here, AI, RWA, DeFi, Layer 1 coins, or some combination of these, because they can overlap. And we can use some of the tools in the private community here, like the current relative strength chart, which, by the way, I am increasing and improving and coming out with much more concrete results. But either way, the chart we're using right now is sufficient enough to indicate this. And we can see that AI coins, DePIN coins are actually starting to pick up. So is Web3 Layer 1, and so are RWA coins as well. We can also see meme coins as well actually taking a slight step backwards. So again, there is a transitioning happening right now. It's too soon to know exactly what will come next, but that's why I'm going to pick the coins I've picked today. Again, if those of you who are like watching this video going, again, spoiler alert, these are all pretty large caps, why would you mention these? Well, for one, looking into micro cap and small cap coins right now, I believe is ridiculously silly. You can do it, definitely have a nice mix in the portfolio, but if your entire portfolio is micro cap, small cap, looking for the 50x coins, I don't think you've been through one cycle before. I think you're going to end up getting wrecked this cycle. Truth be told, okay, you're going to learn the hard way that sometimes the best gains, the safest gains, are made in the large caps. HBAR went from a 1.8 billion market cap in a month, and it ranged right up to a 15 billion market cap. So guys, make sure that you are paying attention here. That's why I'm picking the coin. So I don't know. DeFi might be the next narrative. That's why I've picked a DeFi coin and a Layer 1 coin in this video. I've picked AI coins and all the rest of it because I just don't know. Make sure as well you do come and check out the private community, guys. If you are interested, this is where the most alpha is displayed. Every day, every week, we're dropping important things. And if you want to make some passive income, join the trading corner. I made this say on Bitcoin's push up to $103,000. Made a nice cheeky 2.5x here, and also get this group completely for free once you do start to trade. So what is the first coin that I'm hedging into here? I think it's absolutely ridiculous if I didn't mention this coin on this video, which is ONDO Finance. ONDO Finance is pretty much an RWA tokenization coin, arguably right next to AI as like probably the biggest and most powerful narrative in the bull run. And considering the market cap's 2.5 billion, yes, if you listened to me from over a month ago, you would have got this coin under $1 billion market cap, sure, but I get it, right? It's all good in retrospect. It's not too late, I believe. It is not too late. Now, we'll talk about where the price could go here in a second, but ONDO is introducing something here in Q1 or early next year. Okay, so a bit past December, but I believe a possible Binance listing is due for this coin here. It's on Binance right now, believe it or not. It's ONDO Global Markets. They're tokenizing the entire stock market on-chain. They've been working on this for months now, and there's been some awesome catalysts that might actually give ONDO a whole bunch more of a reason to pump when and if RWA pumps next. If you thought HBAR's reasons or catalysts were good for it to pump, wait until you hear about this. The CFTC Global Markets Advisory Committee's recent recommendation to the Commission brings tokenized US Treasuries, one of ONDO's main products and unique selling points, by the way, one step closer to revolutionizing the $300 trillion derivative market. What does this mean? Well, certain tokenized assets will be eligible collateral for derivatives trading. This will usher in a new era for the use case of US Treasuries and money market funds. So basically, one of ONDO's products, basically both of the products, can actually be used as collateral for a whole bunch of new use cases, okay? But for institutional use cases, this could be massive, and this is right up BlackRock's alley. We also do have a similar catalyst in that Paul Atkins, the actual guy who was confirmed to run as the chairman of the SEC, is a member on Securitize Advisory's board. And if you don't know, Securitize is part owned by BlackRock and is the transfer agent of BlackRock, in which Securitize and BlackRock work with ONDO. The BlackRock narrative works hand in hand with ONDO. Another reason why I'm very bullish. Like they said here recently, trillions of dollars are coming on-chain. The on-chain era starts now. They also did recently have 21 shares launch an ETP, an exchange-traded product for ONDO as well. They expect around a 13x this cycle for their investors. Towards the higher side, I must admit, but still very bullish outcome here. I think $1.50 right now is ideal if you want to get into ONDO, but again, I don't know if we're going to fall back down to that. All you have to be concerned with is a theoretical limit where ONDO might begin to tap out at, and then from there backtrack that to see if I buy now, am I going to reach my goals? You can continue to buy ONDO up to $8 if it goes to $9 theoretically. If you're happy with that small little gain, then it makes sense to DCA or buy. Okay, so I think from the current price, we can look at about a 5x on ONDO. And if you're someone concerned about this unlock coming up, I've disproven this a lot, but we do have new information. It turns out this unlock coming up here in January, particularly for the most important and concerning unlock entities, the investors, they actually have a linear unlock here for 3 years. They have 25% of the allocation unlocks in January on this unlock, but then it slowly released the rest of the tokens over 3 years, guys. So we actually don't have a massive unlock like this, at least for the investors, which is the most important thing. So there won't be a massive sell-off. There won't be some massive concern. And when the mass market realizes this, when there's no dump on the day, it'll probably dump a little bit before this happens, typically in crypto anyway. But on the day, it'll probably pump. And then you'll have ONDO Global Markets and everyone rush straight in. Now, if we have this whole idea and thing catch on in December, this month, and a Binance listing, you won't see this coin under $3 ever again. The next coin is a DeFi coin. You can argue RWA coin, but that's loose. I wouldn't even bother. But for me, it's a true DeFi coin. It's also in one of the largest ecosystem narratives in crypto, not Solana, but Base. And that's, of course, Aerodrome Finance. This is a DEX. A DEX, which obviously means a decentralized exchange. This just simply transfers funds all around Base. It is the in and out of the Base ecosystem for meme coins and all the small cap coins. But what I love about Aero is that all of the fees, all of them, go to the holders. 100% of trading fees here and incentive from the pools. So people using the DEX, all those fees that are accumulated over the course of every day, every week, every month, goes straight across to everyone who is supporting the project for governance. So people like you and I, for example. You can see here, if we're looking at the last 180 days across the entire crypto ecosystem, Aerodrome ranks like 6th here for most revenue earned. And some weeks, there are some weeks when the Base ecosystem is hot, Aero ranks number 1, outpaces Ethereum and all the rest of it. It's quite incredible, to be honest. And I think this is why the coin will likely go between a 10 to 20 billion market cap this cycle. It could even do more. We also have guys, politicians in the US buying up Aero tokens. We also see here that Coinbase Ventures themselves are buying Aero tokens. What do the big boys know that we don't? That's what I'm asking, right? They're buying it up because obviously it's quality and they expect price to appreciate to some decent degree. Now, I think if you can get this token for $1.60 or less, that's great. Guys, I was bringing you this, of course, back down here towards the 50, 60 cent mark. But like I said, everything's good in retrospect. So it's not too late to make some decent returns. In my opinion, where we're looking for this coin. Well, thanks to the bull run cheat sheet and the GGR zones, of course, all in the private community, guys, we can see here that in a liquid zone, we can likely get out of Aero at around a 6.3x from today's price or thereabouts at about a $10 token price. You can push it, and honestly, again, like I said, I do see that Aerodrome could possibly go to some crazy high numbers because this main competitor, PancakeSwap, in the last cycle went to a 7 billion market cap. And Uniswap, another one of its main competitors, went to a 23 or 24 billion market cap. And that was the last cycle. I think the base buzz and also the buzz around Aero itself this cycle, I think the catalyst here, again, will pull it anywhere between a 10 to 20 billion market cap. It could go more, which means a price prediction of $15 is toward the mid-level. So this would be probably about accurate. But again, you need to figure out yourself whether it could possibly go to that level and hit your multiples. If you're looking for a 20x, Aero could 20x from the current price, but I wouldn't risk that. I wouldn't risk that for any of the coins on this list. You're on the wrong video. Look for a micro cap video somewhere else. Go risk your money somewhere else, okay? I'm not about that right now. We're still early, and you still have a great chance to make some money here on some of these coins. Many of you will deem too high of a market cap, and hopefully HBAR and XRP, most importantly, adding like $70-80 billion to its market cap in like a month, it was a bit of a wake-up call for you all. Now, coin 3 here, we've done RWA, we've done DeFi. Now, what about AI? What about DePIN? That's, of course, the primary candidate here being Render, right? $10 token price, admittedly, yes. You're literally buying on a pump. It was $8 like earlier on in the day. It's pumped up, and now it's at $10. Will it go down? Probably. Let it rest a little bit. I'm not telling you guys to buy the tops. That's stupid talk. But also, you can't deny AI and DePIN is, in my opinion, a likely candidate to actually pump next. And of course, Render is the primary candidate, not just in these areas, but as a Solana ecosystem project as well. It's got 3 insane narratives, and I think we can see here, due to the engagements literally jumping up a 10x in recent times since Donald Trump was elected, and because NVIDIA is such a powerful Web2 company, its earnings report will absolutely boost the price of not just, of course, Render, but other major AI coins in the cycle. These guys are also working with Paramount Studios themselves, okay? Obviously a massive entertainment or movie, whatever you want to say, provider. Bring A2 instances to Render is a game changer for ultra high resolution production, blah, 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 from Google themselves. Wasn't just Google though, Microsoft. We're thrilled to be a part of Otoi's new Render network. That is the Render that we all know right here. Now, many cryptocurrencies have blasted on their websites, we're working with Google, Microsoft, we're working with Paramount. Most of them aren't actually working with them. But all thanks to Render's parent company, Otoi, a literal, actual, real Web2 company that has changed the rendering and ray tracing game in the real world, it's allowed the Render network to really expand its connection very quickly. The founder of Render, also the founder of Otoi, the parent company here, Jules, is actually very close friends with Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA. That's why he's always on these NVIDIA GTC conferences, right, where they present all this information to Google and Microsoft, and that's where they have these massive connections. This is why people like Crypto Banter and others have added Render to their portfolios. Again, we're seeing guys like Discover Crypto talk about Render. And yes, you might argue, Kyron, this isn't a good thing. These big influencers talking about these coins, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, publicity, engagements are what makes projects pump. That's why this is so important to look at. It's so important. People always complain about utility must be number one. No, it's not. Not for this cycle. I really want it to be. For this cycle, it's speculation number one, and speculation comes from views, fresh money, and that's what influencers do. These guys also have a burn and mint equilibrium, so it's technically sort of a deflationary token, or at least will be deflationary at some point. They burn tokens, right? And they're burning quite a lot. They've only had this burn and mint equilibrium active now for less than 12 months, and they've already burned 230,000 Render tokens. 21 Shares also did create a Render ETP, just like they did with ONDO Finance as well. And as for the possible price, well, again, who knows what's going to happen here over the next month. I think AI DePIN could possibly pop off first. And if that's combined with the Solana ecosystem pump, we're going to probably see Render take off to levels we'll never ever see it ever again. I think $10 goes straight to $30, $35, and from there, I see this coin doing wonders. Actually, I very much so agree with the price prediction here on the GGR zones in the private community. I think that a $120 to $150 token price is likely the absolute top here. But again, we want to get out in a green zone, so I think $80 is the max here. So we could actually see around a 9 to 8x in the liquid zones here for Render. And guys, keep in mind, again, what happens in the next month, I'm not entirely sure on. I'm not going to speculate exactly on the price appreciation in the short term, but I think latest we do see that anyway. So there is obviously multiples to be made. Now, Coin 4 here is the largest on this list, and it's actually double the size of the market cap of Render. But if XRP has got anything to tell you guys, it's that market cap doesn't matter in a bull run. These things can move and move quickly. This is also hitting the DeFi, gaming, and also layer 1 space as well. And guess what? It's SUI. Rank 19 on this coin market cap listing right now at an 11, almost 12 billion market cap. We've just breached the all-time high. And again, I'm not saying that you should buy the all-time high for the coins, but there are definitely trends that support a higher price appreciation, especially if we have a gaming, layer 1, or DeFi narrative pump after Web 2 utility. Again, this hits 3. So it's, casting a wide net here, if you will. The engagements for SUI are some of the largest in the space. Okay, we can see here it's pretty much been averaging over the last 3 or so months around about 4 million interactions per day. They've also got a brand new upgrade for the project here, Mr. SETI, and this is pretty much making the project much faster. Why is this important? Well, they're launching a brand new product here very soon called SUI Play. Now, SUI Play is a portable gaming device, okay, where you can obviously play games on the go. Now, right now you can pre-order this, and for those of you new to the space, why is this important? Well, for starters, it's pretty cool, but this gives me flashbacks to the Solana Saga phone in the last cycle. Many people are comparing SUI to the Solana of the last cycle, and that actually could be a possibility here. The Solana Saga phones created so much buzz around the Solana ecosystem. These things were going for $600 or $700 a pop, or $500. Now they're selling on the secondary market on eBay here for $4,000. And I actually think SUI's trying to target a similar audience, but for gaming this time around. They're not just gaming, okay? These guys are headfirst into DeFi. They spruced up out of nowhere with their whole TVL, right? The TVL is up the most, or on par with the most, in the last month change out of all the layer 1s in the space. 60, almost 4%, with the current TVL of almost 2 billion. I think they'll actually overtake Avalanche here. And keep in mind, Avalanche is 2 times larger of a project in terms of their market cap size. Do not let the market cap size confuse you guys here. Again, we saw 60 to 80 billion dollars worth of money flow into XRP in a very short period of time here. And if the narrative, if the meme, if the idea that SUI is the next Solana, given some of the catalysts coming out for the project, it very well could shift a lot of that Web 2 sort of Dino coin money and XRP and others into this new project. Also, a lot of money from Ethereum is flowing into SUI. Actually, the most out of any layer 1 is flowing from Ethereum into SUI. What's that telling you? Money's moving into possibly the next Solana. It could definitely be. Again, just like Render, it's very important for us to assess, influencers talking about these projects. It's free marketing, it's free views, it's new, fresh money. And House of Crypto here is by far the biggest bull I've seen so far out of the top influencers on SUI. It's 20% of his portfolio, the largest by at least a 2x here in his portfolio, which means he's very much so incentivized to want to talk positively about SUI. It's as simple as that. And the GGR zones definitely support a much higher price appreciation. I actually do agree with this rough price prediction here of around $36 for the all-time high. That would put the top of the green zone at about $23. So we are got about 6x or so in the tank from the current price. This could definitely do more than that, given this happens sooner. This forecasts all the tokens in dilution. There are some unlocks happening for SUI, so this might suppress the price appreciation a little bit. Either way, again, if this happens in December here, we could find a nice sort of momentum here for the price of SUI. And lastly, one more DeFi layer 1 but AI coin here, I think you guys might know what this is Injective. Injective is recently a newly added AI type of coin, but again, I think that you should not fade this project. One of the main reasons why I love this coin so much is because they are also deflationary, as I said before with Render. They burn tokens. As a matter of fact, they burn roughly 10,000 tokens a week. That's about 260,000 tokens over the next 6 months. That's about $8.5 million at the current price. And where I see it roughly going to, that'll be about $85 million worth of the token burned. So some of the more reasons why I'm bullish on this is they have one of the best communities in the space, I think, by far. As such a small market cap, they're almost on par with Injective with their engagements. Obviously, today is still on the go, but roughly speaking, they're at about 3 to 4 million engagements per day since about November. So this project is so unique because it allows developers to just plug and play different aspects into their smart contract to quickly build a DeFi AI-esque application. Now, these guys are now, like I said before, newly AI related because they have recently partnered with ASI to bring AI and DeFi closer together. And it's actually loosely RWA now as well, so it hits a broader net actually than what many people expect in narratives, because it has allowed people to trade the index of the build-all fund. So when there's more requirement to use the tokenized US treasuries offered by BlackRock, as this, demand increases and decreases, you can actually trade this now on Injective, which is pretty cool. Like I said, they have the AI agent now as well. They call it iAgent to allow developers to create some pretty cool stuff. So what are my short-term, long-term price expectations of Injective? Well, of course, short-term, I would honestly expect if there is a narrative to happen here, a narrative pump, we will definitely see a 5x, I do think, for this coin, probably closer to a 10x, I think. But for the long term, I think steady growth over time, we will see about a 12.5x from the current price, but into the liquid zone, the green zone, it's about an 8x or so from the current prices. So what I want you guys to understand is you've got to get out of your head this dogma, this philosophy in crypto where it's like life-changing wealth and you have to look for the 50 or 100x's. Again, I'm not here to sort of push you away from that entirely. You can speculate on these coins. But given that you've seen what money does to even these large caps recently with these Web 2 Layer 1 Dino coins, you should not fade the large caps. They don't all have their all-time highs together. It's very reasonable to have a coin like ONDO, Injective, SUI, to go to 50, 60, 100 billion market cap, and other coins sort of sit back and relax, and then that flips. So let me know down below what narrative you think will actually pop off first. My guess is AI coins, maybe RWA coins. I think one of these two, we could possibly have a wild card of layer 1 coins, but either way, either one of those three options, you're going to be right set with these coins I mentioned today. With that being said, thank you all. Talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.